Lightworkers Unite is a podcast and social show hosted by intuitive women, lightworkers, and most importantly, friends, Mayume and Manjeet. Welcome to our podcast, Lightworkers Unite, where we believe there is a lightworker within all of us.
Whether you are a medium, an educator, or a nuclear medicine technologist, there is a lightworker within you, and we have work to do.
This is a safe and sacred place where lightworkers connect, grow, and learn.
And share our light with the world. Well, hello.
In 3, 2, 1, camera! Action!
Jesus.
Hello, Manjeet.
Hello. Girl, you are not playing today. You're like counting down.
That's right. We're on in 3, 2, 1, go. Here we are.
I love it.
Happy Monday. Happy Monday.
Monday. We're actually podcasting on a Monday. Divine timing. Everything's working out.
I know. It's awesome.
Just so great. Thank you. What do you want to talk about?
Yeah, I know. We just spent the last 15 minutes talking about a lot of stuff. So today's topic we decided is going to be raising your vibration. And what does that mean? And what is vibration? And what is frequency? You know, you guys hear us talk about that word a lot. High frequency, low frequency, high vibration, low vibration. So, you know, let's talk about that and what that means and where should we be and what's our goal? And so why do we want to raise our vibration? All that good stuff.
Yeah. Well, is there isn't that the topic of your next Intuitive Women's Circle next week, right?
My Sacred Circles. Yep. Sacred Circle is next Wednesday. I believe it's November 10th. And yes, it is. Yes. The topic is raising your vibration. And I'm excited because that's my intent for the circle. The ladies, I will do a meditation to automatically raise our energy into that vibration and that high frequency and hold us there so that we can have all the magic, you know, of feeling good.
I love that. Yeah, I could use one of those right now.
I would love to. I know. We are. We've been laughing and laughter gets us into that, right?
True. Love it.
So I'm going to ask you what do you think what is frequency? Let's start there.
Yeah.
And what's the difference when someone says frequency and vibration? What's the difference?
Well, I mean, just to like, throw it out there, right? I mean, the definition of frequency is the number of occurrences of a repeating event per unit of time, right? Like if we go to science, it's measured in hertz.
Yes.
Right? It's equal to 1 event per second, right? And so the period is the duration of the time in that one cycle. So it's really, if you break it down into like your, like that place of science and bring it into our bodies, you know, that our bodies also have a natural rhythm. And we, you know, can we change that frequency? Can it be changed for us, you know, like by people around us? I think that's,
yes,
there's I think the answer to that is yes, you know. So the frequency, it feels to me, very sciencey. It feels very, like the way we kind of move through our life in patterns. And that can be all different kinds of frequency, you know. And we talk about frequency a lot too with our chakra systems, that, you know, each one of our chakra systems resonates at a very specific frequency. And so when we do our workshops and stuff, you know, there's a tone, there's a sound that resonates with that, you know. Right. So I think that's why people really love like sound baths and stuff, because we're actually tapping into frequency. Yeah. Right. Sound waves.
Yeah.
But vibration, I think, is a little different, you know.
I think so too. And I always think of vibration as like the again, science-based, like the cells, molecules, like the atoms that are moving. So if I was to knock on this table, I mean, it's vibrating at a very, very low vibration, because that's why it's so solid and almost still, but it is moving. right?
Yeah.
There, it's all moving, where that energy. And I guess vibration to me is energy. And then if you take our bodies that are still made up of cells and molecules and vibration, and they're moving a little faster, right? Still solid,
Mm-hmm.
but a little faster. And then if you take gas or air or liquids, right? And then that's another step up to something that's maybe vibrating a little faster. And I'm always told by spirit that they're vibrating at such a higher vibration.
Mm.
That's why you
Yeah.
cannot see them. I
Yes.
mean, it's
Yeah.
right. It is not stillness. It is just this high frequency, high vibration.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
that's,
It's a state of being,
it
right? Like
is.
it is, I feel like it's a state of being. And, the energetic quality of that determines, I think, where you are in this plane of existence, right? Like
Yeah.
it's very, I think, very, very different. And I love Abraham Hicks has a really famous
Yes.
quote about that, as you think you vibrate, as you vibrate, you attract,
Correct.
right? And then Albert Einstein,
Yes.
my favorite, he says everything in life is vibration. So it's really like
See?
when you think of
Isn't it
it from a
beautiful?
spiritual perspective, right? Like as light workers and healers, how do we not have any conversation without addressing frequency and vibration? Like it just feels like the DNA of the work we're doing, right?
Absolutely.
So let's back it up.
Absolutely. Let's
Let's
back
back
it
it up.
up.
Back it up to the elementals. I know. I know. We
Yes.
always like,
Uh,
yeah. But
frequency and
I think it's
vibration.
really funny because we do hit it. And we were talking about this earlier. We talk about vibration, raising the vibration. I think in almost every episode, the journaling,
Yeah.
episode,
Right.
like when we talk about gratitude, when we talk about our throat chakras, we talk about anything, we're
Yeah.
always kind of tapping into like, okay, where is my frequency? What is my frequency right now? Where's my vibration? And
Right.
then just understanding that can help us get that clarity to move us. Yeah.
That's right. Yes.
What
I
do you
mean, I
think?
talk about it. I love it and I agree. And I think we're all human. I mean, I don't think, I know we're all human. So we have a tendency to get knocked down. I mean, and
Yeah.
and triggered and thrown into a lower vibration. And what I mean by that is like they have those, I have a sheet that I use for my journaling jam sessions. It's got the high frequency words, like high vibration
Mm,
words, which are all positive and
yeah, I
beautiful,
love
that
those.
lift you up. And even just reading it and saying it, right, being
Mm,
those things will raise your vibration. And then, of course, the opposite is true, the lower frequencies and vibration. So when we're in anger or fear, right,
yeah,
that immediately lowers our frequency, lowers our
yeah,
vibration.
yeah.
And so my question is, well, here, like for instance, some of the high vibration words: gratitude, love, joy, peace, compassion,
Mm,
understanding, playful, bravery, forgiveness, positivity, sparkle, giggle, all those fun stuff.
mm,
And
yeah.
then the lower vibrations: anxiety, anger, fear,
Hmm.
sadness, shame, guilt, greed, hatred, sabotage,
Mm,
worry, right? All that shit. Even as I read
yeah,
it, my whole body goes, blah. So
yeah,
for me, it's okay. So as I'm on this journey, I want to choose to be in a higher vibration. I want to live my life in a higher vibration of feeling good. I think being in that high vibe and that good vibes only, right? That phrase is everywhere, is
yeah,
really detrimental in our happiness. It's a step forward for us being mindful and intentional about staying in that frequency.
yeah,
Yes, we're going to get knocked over. Yes, shit's going to happen. And we're going to get triggered and we're going to have those human emotions that lower us. But again, I've said this a million times: how quickly can we get back in alignment
yeah.
and back to that frequency and start to
Hmm.
raise it? So, my thing is, how do we raise our vibration?
Yeah. Well, so how do we?
Well, I was asking
Well,
you.
you
I love it.
well, I think you brought up a great, like, even just like with the journaling, I think that's brilliant. It's a great way to to bring up the vibration. I've done your journaling jam sessions, so I know firsthand that those high vibe words, they do change the frequency. They do, it does
Mm-hmm.
change the energy when you add those into your vocabulary, not just like writing them, but also like really listening to them, like just kind of creating like a new pathway in your brain
A
about,
mantra or like
yeah, about
words. Yeah.
positive, stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And so yeah, I love that. And you brought up another one too earlier, is gratitude. We I think moving into a place of being grateful really amps up your vibration. It really brings us out of like a lower place, because you're just starting to see color again in
Right.
your
Yeah.
world, right? I feel like that's what
Yeah.
gratitude does for me. I feel like I'm just coming out of the grayness. I can see all the beautiful colors again,
Yes.
you know.
Yes. That's true. Gratitude, I always say, or people say, try to find things to be grateful for or sit in gratitude.
Mm-hmm.
And that's hard when we're in fear or anger. It really
Yeah.
is. So you have
Mm-hmm.
to make a mindful shift of like, okay, and you got to start at, ground zero of, okay, I love my family, right?
Mm-hmm.
I love my children. I love my
Yeah.
fur babies. I love my partner. I love my mom. I love my dad. So I love my house. So like you have to really go there. What do I love that I can focus on? So
Yeah.
find that immediate thing. Go to home base, home center within yourself. What do I love? Who do I love right now that I can put
Yeah.
in front of me and think of and find gratitude in them.
Mm-hmm.
Just,
Yeah.
one step up. Start with something easy. And then you can add, okay, great. I've got my mom in front of me right now. I'm grateful for her. I've got
Mm-hmm.
my husband. I've got my children. I've got my chocolate lab, and
Mm-hmm.
now I've got my bestie, and now I've got my home, and now
Mm-hmm.
I've got, my roommates from college, or you can
Mm-hmm.
start to expand a little bit
Yeah.
and start to bring it in and just feel it slowly as you add to that list, right, of
Yeah.
gratitude, and it just starts to feel better.
Yeah.
But gratitude and laughter, right? I love laughter because laughter gets you there really fast as well.
Mm-hmm.
So maybe I'm thinking of my husband who makes me laugh, and maybe I'll think of a funny, I'll say, okay, I'm grateful for my husband right now because he makes me laugh. And these are the things that he does to make me laugh and crack me up. And I'll think of a
Mm-hmm.
scenario or a joke or a story, something that I can bring up in my mind that makes me chuckle or giggle in gratitude. So I like
Yeah.
that actually. Giggle in gratitude. So it's mindfulness. Like you have to really work.
Yeah, for sure.
And when you're stuck and feeling sad or hurt
Yeah.
or shame or guilt or even grief, it's
Yeah.
really hard to pull yourself up.
Oh, for sure. And I mean, I know a little something about that. I mean, we all do, right? When
Well,
we feel beat down, or we feel
yes.
like we're really challenged with something that happened, or you're feeling low in your vibration for whatever reason. Um, it's a lot of times it's a situation that occurs, right? That creates this lower vibration. Maybe it's a
Yes.
fight. Maybe it's a nasty letter. Or maybe it's not enough likes on your whatever Instagram or whatever, right?
Right.
It's something is happening that's
Yeah, you
lowering
got
your vibration.
fired. You broke
Yes.
up in a relationship.
Yeah.
Your child
Yeah.
got hurt. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
You're yeah.
Your
I was gonna
vibration
say
goes
death.
low.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, no. Yeah. No, we don't want to talk
I
about
didn't want to
death.
go there. I know, but I was like, that
Yeah.
is part of
But it's
life.
true.
It's
That's true
and
though.
we
Yeah.
get stuck. We can get
Yeah.
stuck. Yeah.
And I think the way gratitude, because I mean, like when I'm in those moments, hearing that shit, like, oh, just be grateful, it kind of like hurts. Like, it's like, that doesn't, I don't, what do you
Help
mean?
me.
Like, I
Yeah.
can't do it.
Or
And
just be
so,
grateful, right?
you
Yeah.
know what I mean? Right. Like, it feels like,
Yes, I
oh,
do.
like that's not helpful. Right. So, what I find
Yeah.
is really in what I find in that situation, if you're in something where you can't get to the gratitude, and you can't even take those micro steps like what
Right.
you're saying, because those are brilliant steps. Start small. I love my hair. I love like I'll like fucking I love this blanket. Like anything, right? Start somewhere. But if that's not working, then I think what happens sometimes, I know it really helps me, is to be what am I grateful for with the shitty thing that happened?
Right. Going right
Do you
to
know?
the
Right to the
topic. Yeah.
source and
Uh-huh.
say, okay, this is what fucking happened to me. And how do I flip the script on this situation to show gratitude and raise the vibration? How do I do that?
Right. Right.
What
Like they
maybe
say, the silver lining, right? I mean,
yes,
we're,
what am
uh,
I learning
uh,
here? What was the
yeah.
gift of learning in this really fucking shitty situation?
Yeah.
Right.
The
And
lesson.
yes,
Hmm.
what am I going to take away from this so that I can close that chapter and start a new one? Because sometimes you just got to close a fucking chapter to raise your vibration.
That's right, sister. And it's so true. It's so true. Oh gosh. No, well, we have to, there's certain things we have to put behind us if we can't.
Yeah.
Well, because it's there for a reason. I mean, things happen to us for
Yes.
a reason, and we have to figure out, like you said, what's the lesson, what's the gift, what's the learning, opportunity here, and how can I flip it so that I can, okay, this shitty thing just happened, but what I can pull from it is this.
Yeah.
And so
Yeah.
I'm gonna choose to focus on that,
Yeah.
and the rest of
Yeah.
it I'm gonna let it go. Because I always feel that I always hear that release is so important. I
Yeah.
was like, you know what?
Yes.
The longer I hold on to something that is really lowering my vibration, that is keeping me in anger, that is keeping
Hmm.
me in shame or fear or sorrow, how I need to break that up into little
Yeah.
pieces and let that go. So
Yeah.
journaling, meditation, breath work,
Yeah.
coffee and wine with my girlfriends,
Yeah.
a snuggly sci-fi movie with my husband. Like what things can I do to bring joy into my life that I'm grateful for, that I love to do? So it's again kind of going back to who you are, what you love, and what makes you happy.
Yeah.
So and just finding those little pieces. So like, okay, I'm going to release this shit. I'm going to focus on the lesson, and then I'm
Hmm.
going to go sit, enjoy somewhere, and make myself feel good.
Yeah.
So self care, right, is part of that.
Yeah.
We were talking
Absolutely.
about that earlier, of what that looks like, and to keep yourself in alignment and in that vibration of feeling good, because that's how I always say it is. The high vibration is feeling good.
Yeah. Well,
I
they
mean,
say
that's
that
the
you
bottom line.
can't, right? Like they all say, like you read in every like bloody wellness book, right? You cannot feel gratitude and anger and fear at the same time. You have to choose,
Right.
you know. And I
Yeah.
think it's okay to be in fear. Obviously, you know, it's okay to be angry, but it's whether, like you said earlier, how long do we want to stay there? Because
Yeah.
I know for me, if I'm in that place of low vibration, and I was going to ask you what you do too, but I know for me, when I'm in the lower vibration or I feel like victimized or upset about whatever, I get sick. Like I like
Oh,
literally
yes.
get
Yes.
ill. Like I feel
Yeah.
like I feel like almost like I have the flu. Like
Right.
it's so weird how palpable it is. Like for me, does that
Yeah.
happen to you?
Yes. No, you're right. You're right. If I'm sticking with
Yeah.
that vibration for too
Mhm.
long, my body's going, this doesn't feel good. And so I
Yeah.
don't feel good. And I always wonder too if it's subconscious, if like, oh, I don't feel
Yeah.
good. And so my mind is telling my body, you don't feel good. But yeah, like
Mm.
or if I'm run down because I've allowed
Mm.
the stress to
Yeah.
accelerate within myself so much, because
Yeah.
again, fear, anger, low vibration is stress too. We forgot that's a
Yeah.
huge culprit right there.
For
So
sure.
when we're dealing with stress, our bodies just get beat down, overrun, and then yes, we're not feeling good. We're not in that high vibe. We're not releasing. We're just holding on to everything and choosing to be angry and frustrated and stressed out, overwhelmed. All of that jack
Yeah.
bullshit.
Yeah,
All of
no,
it.
but isn't
Yeah.
it like a cycle, right? Like it feels like when you get into that low vibration, and I'm sure, our listeners can relate. Like, I mean, I know a lot of my clients, right? That's like why I talk to them is what kind of chains are you ready to break?
Yeah.
Break that cycle of, because it just feeds on itself. And then before you know it,
Yeah.
you're just like in it, like you're in it,
Yeah.
like and then
Yeah.
seeing the light is really hard. Like
Is really
it's,
hard. And I feel like we've talked about this, man.
yeah,
Sometimes we fucking want to sit in it
yes,
just to,
absolutely.
right? Because, there's that saying, you can't, get over something, right? Or get over it. It's
Yeah.
like you got to move through it. And there's
Yes.
times that I will find that I've gotten into a, bickerment with John or something. And I'll sometimes I have to flee. I have to leave. So I'll
Hmm.
get in my car and just drive and listen to music. And sometimes I'll just not listen to music and I'll just in it in my
Hmm.
anger and my
Yeah.
frustration and be like, motherfucker, right? And just and let it simmer and
Mm.
let it kind of run its course through me so that I
Hmm.
can go through it. And then I come out the other end of like, okay, obviously I need to process that. I needed to get away. It wasn't going to be
Yeah.
very helpful if I stayed and did that in front of him. So yes, I relieved myself and just taking that step away and the break and the drive. And then I turn on some music to say, okay, I need to raise my vibration again. So I got to
Hmm.
put on a song that makes me feel good, that I can really relate to right now. I'll slowly drive myself back. By the time I walk in the house, I've already processed all that shit because I decided to
Hmm.
sit in it and go through it.
Yeah.
And I chose to raise my vibration by listening to some music that would calm me down and make me feel better.
Yeah. I
So
love it.
I don't
I
know.
love it. When I think what you're saying, and what I really honor and I value very much is, and it's something I know I talk with my clients about a lot too, like, because it's such a raw thing. It's such a real life situation. What we're talking about today is giving yourself permission to be there. Just giving
Yeah.
yourself permission to be wherever the fuck you are in this low vibration, knowing that you can get out of it, but sometimes you just got to process. You've got to work it out. You've got to be where you
Yeah.
are, and
Yeah.
sometimes it takes a couple of calls before people are ready to go. Okay, I'm ready. Or it takes a
Yes.
couple. It takes like time for,
Days.
yeah.
For me, when my husband and I
Weeks.
have a fight, I mean, we're much better now because we're, 25 years in. But earlier on, he was, Italian light switch where he'd be like, F you, blah, blah. He never says actually that.
Yeah.
But, where we're arguing and da 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 da, and he'd be like, okay, look, I'm sorry. I love you. Come on. All right.
Yeah.
And he's done. And I'm like, what? And I've said this
Yeah.
many times, like, no, no, no. I'm still in anger right now. I'm still pissed off.
Yeah.
I need more time. And so what
Hmm.
used to be like days for him was minutes and mine was days. We've worked it out. So now it can be like hours for both of us.
Oh, good. I love
But,
that.
but it really, my processing took longer. And he
Yeah.
can't expect me to process it in a timely manner like he wants, on
Yeah.
his time. And he didn't want me to make him drag it out. I wasn't trying to, but I just wasn't ready.
Mhm.
So, different people, right? So
Yeah.
I just wasn't
Yeah.
ready for him to be in my face saying, okay, I'm sorry. I love you. Let's go.
Yeah. Yeah, no, honoring your and everyone's different. Yeah, right. Like
Yeah.
I'm a little cancer crab. I'm like, if I'm hurt or upset, like or any of those stressed, like even if I'm super stressed, like we have the holidays coming up,
Yeah.
lots of gatherings, lots of like gift giving coming up. Like we've got
Yeah.
so much like
Food to cook and
food
eat.
to cook and eat. Yes, like all that stuff. I'll retreat. Like that's
Yeah.
just my mechanism.
Yeah.
And then, but for other people, it's not. It's like I want to talk, get it out, and like John, like
Yeah.
I just, and I honor that. I love that just understanding it is key. Just knowing that that's who you are and
Yeah.
not judging yourself for it. Like, I wish I could be more forthcoming. I definitely wish I could like come right back and be strong enough, but I'm, not strong enough, but, just have the words. But
Yeah. You're
I
not wired
just,
that way.
No. Yeah. So just
Yeah.
honoring like
It-
when you're in that vibration that
yeah.
it's okay,
It's
you know?
okay. It's okay
Yeah.
to move through it. It's okay to
Yeah.
go through it and sit in it and get all mucked up and blah, right? And just like absorb all that shit and just like, blah. I like screaming into a pillow. I mean, sometimes that
Hmm.
works, just like getting it out. Um,
Hmm.
yeah.
Yeah.
And then you come back into that
Well,
high vibe.
I know for me, like another strategy that really works for me with like raising the vibration, just like thinking about this in our process is really connecting with my heart chakra because I feel like that's like the ultimate like transmuter, like it's like the ultimate processor, right? Like where all of that, all of the feelings that I have of maybe not being worthy or not, feeling sad or like a lacking in any way, kind of bringing it back into like the love vibration, like bringing
Mhm.
like love to myself again. Like,
Right.
I feel like that is something that's not always intuitive when we're feeling low in our vibration is, number one, honoring it enough to love yourself where you are. Yeah.
Right, going inward. Yeah, finding
Yeah.
home base, I always say. But you're right. We don't.
Love
I
is,
think when
yeah.
we are in low vibration, we tend to seek someone else's help to get us out a little bit
Yeah.
or comfort, right?
Yeah.
And which is fine. And we're able to do that. Luckily, hopefully everyone has a person or a family or someone that they could get help like, hey, I ain't feeling good. I'm in a bad
Mm,
place. Can I talk? I need to vent, whatever it is. But finding your center, your home base, and just kind of getting quiet and going within is really the most beautiful place and really
yeah.
connect with your higher self, your body, with source, your life source energy, and knowing that you're worthy, you're enough simply because you exist, you know.
Yeah. And love is one of the highest vibrating states of being,
It
right? It
is
is
the high, I think it's
highest,
the highest. Yes.
So it's just interesting, like twist on love, I thought, like, kind of bringing it inward, saying I'm not feeling quite in my power right now. Or feeling hurt or whatever. How do I love myself right now in this moment?
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
that automatically just really shifts things, I think. So yeah, I love
Absolutely.
that. I
To
love
be
that.
gentle with ourselves and forgive ourselves. So maybe,
Yes, forgiveness.
it's forgiveness is huge, and that's part of that release I was talking about. And whether it's an argument with someone else or something that happened to your kid, or you got fired from your job, or you gained 20 pounds overnight, like I don't know what's going on with you. But whatever it is, be gentle with yourself and say, you know what, I'm okay, I love myself. I am gonna continue on being in a high vibration so that I can make better choices. Because that's the other thing. When we are in low vibration and we are operating, and you know this, from fear or
Yeah.
anger,
Or
we make
blame.
or blame, right?
Yeah. Hmm.
Or guilt. We are making shitty choices. Because we aren't feeling good, and so when you aren't
Hmm.
feeling good and you're in anger and fear, we make bad choices. Words don't come out right. Connections are off kilter. Just shit goes wrong. So
Yeah.
all the more reason, because we're not touching or tapping into the divine. We're operating at such a low frequency of shit. So we
Yeah.
got to get back up here feeling good so that we can tap into that high frequency of where our guides are that can hear us better, and so that we can make better choices.
Yeah, I love that. Yeah, that forgiveness piece. Do you
Yeah.
you mentioned too in our last episode, oh, like the forgiveness piece though too. That's we talk a lot. We kind of dive in deep in the one of our podcasts called forgiveness,
Yeah.
and I think that's a really we kind of unpack it a lot more about like what's really happening in the mechanism of forgiveness. So if that's resonating with anybody, you might want to check out that episode for sure. But I also, one of the things you talked about in the last episode about fear was breath work, like meditating and breath work.
Yeah.
And like, so do you feel like that is also like a really powerful way to raise the vibration for you?
Oh,
or out,
Yes, I
out
know
of,
it is.
yeah.
I know it is, and to get your body into check. I mean, it's really breath is what's connecting us, right? And getting the blood flow and the oxygen to our lungs and to pump the blood into the heart. I mean, yes, we have to have oxygen and to breathe.
Yeah.
I know I've referenced her again with the 5 count breath, Dr. Christiane Northrup,
Yeah.
but she also does this really deep, nurturing, healing breath work where you breathe in through your nose and then you actually, what's the word she uses? But you exhale, like shoot it out of your nose. So it would, here, I'm going to just do it. So maybe you can hear it over the broadcast. You breathe in through your nose, hold for a moment, and then you kind of exhale. And I can't remember what she calls it now, but yeah, you kind of
I love
you
it.
do it in shots like that, and that helps. And she does a lot of meditative work with that breathing to help with deep healing, deep
Yeah.
healing. So breath work is
Love
really
that.
important. Yeah,
Yeah, we do that a lot in yoga too, that hatha breathing. It's like,
is that what it's
you know,
called?
well, I'm sure it's different because we don't
What is it? Yeah,
infraction it out. We
yeah,
with the hatha breathing, you're
hatha
kind of
breathing.
almost like creating like a tidal wave in your throat where you breathe out kind of in a wave, and it's really meant to, like, really activate your prana, like your life force. It's meant to really
Yes,
bring you
yes.
into your body, right? Bring um just kind of awaken things, because I think a lot of times
Awaken.
people just don't breathe. Like, I make fun of, oh, I'm not make fun, but I talk about it a lot with my clients that they have work apnea, like where they go to work
Oh
and they're not breathing
yeah.
because you're so busy and stressed that, the breathing is actually really, really important. And in our last episode, we talked about like the oxygen bar. So like
Yep.
I
Quiz
need an
me.
oxygen. I need an oxygen bar stat. My vibration is too low.
That's right. I love it. We should for our retreats. We should bring in an oxygen bar. How
Oh my
cool would
God,
that
it'd
be?
be fucking awesome.
It'd be
It's happening.
amazing. It's
Yeah.
it's happening. It's
We're
so
doing it.
good. It's
It's
so good. Yeah, but breathing
love it.
through the nose is so important. Mouth breathing is bad, 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 bad. I
No,
mean,
yeah.
not good. But yeah, that's a great way
Mhm.
to calm ourselves down if we're sitting in that low vibration, get our
Yeah.
body up to speed with the high vibration. Even though our mind is so powerful and will get us there, but man, if you could get your body to help you out and be like, okay,
Yes,
I'm
I
feeling
love
good
it.
now. Yeah,
Yeah.
feeling good.
Well,
Again,
and that's,
how
yeah.
good. Yeah, sorry, go ahead.
No, no, no. I'm sorry. I was just gonna say you're right. Like with our body, I feel like when we're in that low vibration, we're not really connecting to our body very well. I know I'm not.
Right.
That's why I'm getting sick and shit. Like I don't.
Yeah.
I'm neglecting her. So I think a good part, what I've been learning about myself is a great way for me to raise my vibration is also to eat really well, like to really like find foods that I really love and are comforting and
Yes.
healthy, like that actually like look colorful, and like that actually becomes a kind of part of that raising, like the vibration from inside, like the
Mhm.
frequency. So
It's
I just
so
thought that was
true.
interesting, like.
Well, Dr. Northrup also talks about eating organic foods from the earth, directly from the earth, is like breastfeeding
Mm,
from the earth.
oh, for heaven's
It's
sakes, whoa,
I know.
hey
She's
now.
all about feminism. Yeah.
I
But
love it. I love it.
it's true. Like we're feeding the
Yeah.
natural nutrients of the earth because we are earthlings, right? So our bodies are.
Yes.
Our bodies are earthlings. So, yeah.
I
So
love
interesting.
that.
Isn't
Yeah.
that
Just
cool?
just
Yeah.
yeah, and just like staying away from like alcohol and things like that are
Yes, junk
gonna
food is
lower
low
that.
vibe. We all
Yeah.
know that. Junk
Hmm.
food is low
But it's
vibe.
really fucking good.
And it is so good.
But I really
It
love
is so
junk food.
good.
I love,
Who
I
doesn't?
mean, and it's Halloween. I mean, how many
Hello. How
fucking
many almond
snacks?
fucking joys did I eat last night?
Almond
So,
joys. Jesus, you're the one
I
eating the almond joys? They're the
I
last
freaking
ones.
love
Like, who the fuck eats almond joys? I love that. That's
me,
awesome.
me.
I do enjoy them, but they're not my go-to.
Somebody listen to you. I do enjoy them. Yeah. No,
I
I know. There's
but yeah.
lots I enjoy, but man, Kit Kats and Kit Kat's my number one, but I do love Almond Joys.
Oh,
So
wow.
here's listen to
Okay.
this. So raising your vibration when it comes to all these things. Leafy greens, we just talked about that.
Oh,
Beetroot, raisins, figs, watermelons, dandelion, greens, almonds, high raw foods daily. So getting outside, grounding or earthing, right? We know what earthing, getting your
yeah.
bare feet there.
I love
Laughing,
it.
smiling, passion, sunshine, walking on the beach or just walking, exposure to greenery and nature, breathe deeply, yoga, classical and relaxation music, burning lavender oil, acceptance, forgiveness, gratitude, kindness, joy, and love.
Oh,
How cool is
wow.
that?
That is a fucking great list.
And
But
there's the low vibration list, but I don't know if you want me to read it because I should have read that first and then ended with the good vibration because it's like hard alcohol, junk food, toxic relationships, blah blah blah. It's pretty interesting though. I kind of want to read it. What do you think?
yeah, read it. Yeah. I mean,
I'm gonna,
I
yeah.
think, well, I think sometimes what's helpful about hearing that is sometimes we don't know why we're in a low vibration, and
Good.
so
So
this
good.
when by
Yes.
hearing those things, sometimes we can just go, oh fuck, is that what's going on,
Is that why I'm doing?
like
Yeah.
that,
You
creating
mean
that
if I listen to
awareness.
AC/DC every single minute of the day? No, I'm just kidding. So, hard alcohol, junk food, toxic relationships, toxic thoughts, toxins from the environment, toxic cleaning
Mm,
products, and other environmental products, toxic personal care products. There's a lot of toxic
yeah.
foods, excess red meats, liver and other organ meats, white sugar, medication, radiation exposure, consistent heavy metal music. Holy shit, I was just joking.
That was hilarious.
Whoa.
How did that show up?
Oh my God, that's hysterical. Yelling and arguing, holding on to the past, medication, I already said that, stuck in emotions such as anger, resentment, and guilt. Oh shit, yeah.
Girl.
Girl, I just pulled that up on
Yeah,
the
that's
internet
pretty
just to see.
amazing though. Because I mean,
Amazing.
sometimes, I just identifying like these are places in my life where, and it could be your job, like as a toxic
Yeah.
environment, right? Like it can
Yeah.
be, and so with these strategies, maybe, obviously if your toxic environment is your work and it's lowering your vibration. And so what you're doing is you're coming home with a low vibration and that affects your life, your home life, right? So it becomes like this tidal
Yes.
wave of like I'm kind of stuck in this low vibration without any balance.
Mm-hmm.
So I think
Yeah.
creating some awareness around, okay, what are the boundaries that I want to create in my work environment that are going to allow me to raise my vibration or keep my vibration high when I'm in a toxic
Yeah.
environment? So I think those are the
Yeah.
things that I think are like what our people want to know. Like why, how do you do that? Like how do we keep
Right.
our vibration high in a toxic work environment? What do you think?
I that's such brilliancy right there. I mean, I know. Don't laugh. I just realized. We'll see if it
Sorry, she's
I,
she's
I,
lowering
I
her mic into the field of view, which means her mic was
it
pretty
was way up
far
above
up.
me. Oh my God. I just looked up. I'm like, "Oh,
Hi,
that was
Mike.
dumb." We'll see.
Oh, shit. Oh, I could
We'll
hear you
find
pretty
out.
good. So we'll
Okay.
see. Yeah.
Oh my
Oh
goodness.
my gosh.
Oh well.
Fucking us and our sound, man. What is up with us and our sound?
I
It's
know.
like
We
spirit
need a
just
real
like,
studio with real
yeah,
people who can run our sound for us.
I
That's what
know.
I say.
Spirit likes to fuck with our sound. That's what I think. Spirit's like, oh, those girls be talking again. Let's fuck them up.
You would
Oh,
think
they're getting
they'd want to
together.
broadcast this nice and loud. Now I'm
I
probably
just like to,
screaming. I'm probably
no.
so loud right now. So, what was the question?
Oh God. I was saying, how can you keep your vibration high
In the
when you're working,
workplace.
if you're in a work environment or in, like have a,
Yeah.
in a work, let's just use a work environment where the vibration is generally very low and negative,
Right, where you got
right?
stressed out people, you have a mixture of
Hmm.
different personalities, you got
Yes.
deadlines. Yeah. That's for me, it's being able to go within. I mean, you got to find a
Hmm.
space that is your space, whether it's a cubicle, a desk,
Hmm.
at home, a place that you can go and work that you're surrounded with positive objects, photos, maybe some soft music. You're just going to have to find a place to be able to retreat and go to absorb, raise your vibration, and then get out of that cubicle and face all the people and go to the meetings. Keep breathing, and quite honestly, shine your light. I mean, that's really just show up and be like, you know what? I'm not going to absorb other people's toxic energy. I'm not going to absorb their shit. I'm going to shine my light and step into the light and be the light that I am. And so then I'm going to be walking around saying, hey, good morning. I'm going to be the one that's bringing muffins in the morning for everyone to share. Hey, guys, I just made some muffins. I wanted to share. How was everyone's weekend? How are you? How's your husband? How are the kids? Like really meet people on that level of the common denominator of being human.
Joy.
Just joy and just being kind. It's pure kindness. So if you're showing up and you're bringing the light and you're being kind with your words, thoughtful, mindful, impeccable words, right? You talk about that, being impeccable with your words. Yeah, that's the first and foremost. How am I going to show up? Now, if I show up being in a bitchy mood and I'm angry and I'm pissed off because someone triggered me, that's on me.
Yeah.
That's because I chose to react that way. I chose to react. So I think that. I don't know if that's helpful, but it really is just saying, you know what? I'm going to rise above. I'm going to raise everyone else's vibration. I'm going to sit way up here in the high frequency of joy, feeling good. And then I'm going to shine my light on you and you and you. I'm going to come by and check in on you and send you some love and light and make you feel good. And that's what it means about, raising others, right?
Yeah. Well, and I think a big part of that too is, kind of creating some boundaries. Maybe you are an empath. Maybe you're really you really pick up people's energy in a really profound way. Like for an empath, somebody who's angry three, fucking cubicles down from you, it can feel like daggers, right? Like you, because you're sensing and feeling all these things. And so I think a big part of maintaining your vibration is not, number one, you're doing the work. Like you're saying, I'm going to just fucking raise it. I'm going to open my heart chakra. I'm going to connect with myself. But then I think number two is the protection. How do you protect yourself from losing that? Right. Like I can't tell you how many times I've I've worked really hard all weekend. And then I get into the office on Monday and I'm like, fuck, like just deflated quickly. And that's most likely because my energetic and spiritual boundary has been depleted. Like I didn't put up my boundary. I didn't put it up.
Right.
So just something to think about. Like, how
they
are
go
you?
hand in hand. They go, and yes, it is definitely true for the empath. We just have to spread our bubble or maintain our space a little further out. Yeah. But it's true for everybody. We all have auric fields that get contaminated with toxic energy. So we have to maintain and set that intention that, nope, your shit's not entering my field. Sorry. I'm not dealing with your toxic bullshit. I love you. I'm sending you light because I'm going to rise above, and I'm happy to elevate your energy as well by smiling at you, checking in with you. Yes. How are you? But it's up to us. It's our own responsibility of how we want to show up.
Yeah. I think another, something that just came up for me too around this is, if you are in a cubicle, I'm envisioning, so maybe one of our listeners is like in this situation, Ashley, right? Like, oh, Jesus. Okay.
Sorry, inside joke.
Every time Mayume and I brainstorm, she talks about Ashley from Woodinville, who's our podcast listener. And
it's just a random name. I have no idea.
She's not from Kirkland. She's not from Bothell. She's from some fucking Woodinville. Okay. God. So Ashley from Woodinville, please.
Okay. Listen.
Subscribe. Yeah. Good God. I love it. Well, I was just thinking about, and I'm not very skilled in this, but like gems, like stones, like for protection, like maybe in your, I loved what you said in the beginning about like creating your sacred space at work. And that's like your bubble. That's where you can just do your work and leave the shit there. Right. And keep your vibration high so that when you get home, you're not depleted or feeling like low vibration. But having stones like the black tourmaline, um,
Mhm.
really powerful in, you know, sweeping toxic vibes like literally out of
Exactly.
your area. I've always been a little like not skeptical about gems. Like I just think they're really pretty, and I've never really believed a lot in their properties. Not believe. I just think I just didn't really understand it.
Yeah.
Um, but I tell you, I have had stones. I mean, this whole episode, I've been holding my throat chakra stone. You know,
Oh,
and every time I touch it, it's cold. So
yeah.
it's like trying to like help. I can feel it helping me open my throat. You know, so citrine is another really powerful,
Very.
sunny, bright, positive rays, you know, in your general vicinity. And how can you not see that stone and not smile, right? Oh, there
I
it is.
know.
It's
Isn't
got
it
a beautiful
beautiful?
citrine. I love it.
I
And
know.
then
It's
the
like the color of
amethyst.
sunflowers.
Yes,
Yes.
amethyst.
So
Those you've got
powerful.
really pretty crystal-y, like, you know, the what are they called? Like the raw amethyst. They look like a, you know, like they look like
Yeah.
it's broken. It's not
Yep. Yep. Yeah, I
beautiful.
love those. Beautiful.
But amethyst is also very healing, you know. So black obsidian, that's another one, you know, that really, I think just kind of surrounding yourself with that intention of I am creating a sacred space to keep my vibration high. And
Yeah,
it will happen. It will happen. Yeah.
it will. Yes, it will. It
Mm,
will. It will. Again, intention, intention, intention. And,
yeah.
and then we want, yeah. So your intention is, I mean, do you have the desire to vibrate at the high frequency? I mean, do you want to sit in the high vibration? Let's ask
Mhm.
ourselves that. Like, we're telling you that that's where we want to be, you should be, blah, 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 how to stay there, how to get there. But, maybe we're running into those people that are like, nah, I'm good. I like being all pissed off. You know, it
Yeah.
works for me. I get shit done. People listen to me. Whatever. I
Mm,
just think that you're going to have those low energy, low vibration slash toxic people that like being in that vibration. So we can't
mm,
raise everybody's vibration for them. It really is your own intention. So take care of yourself, right?
yeah.
And then you can shine your light on others. And those that are willing to join us, like, right, we almost called this podcast Light Workers Please Rise, and we changed
Yes.
it to Unite. And I think about that a lot. Like, yes, I mean,
Mm,
sister, rise. You know, let's
mm.
come on, sisters, let's rise. Let's light
Yeah.
workers, let's rise.
Yeah.
And it has to be an individual desire to want and set your own intention. And you cannot rely on others to do that for you. Yeah.
Yeah. And I
But
love
we can
that
try.
because you're being around others that, you know, like we can't always, we can't change other people's vibration. It just, that's not like the laws of physics don't work that way.
Yes.
You can only change your own vibration and protect yourself from others that are toxic, and then make some decisions that are empowering to you about how you want to deal with that. Right.
Yeah.
I mean, if your boss
And
is a toxic person, you're still going to have to deal with them, but you don't have to deal with them the same way as you did before. You know, there are ways to
correct.
create boundaries and not take things personally, and, you know, figure that out to keep yourself in that vibration that works. And also, I think this podcast also is giving you permission to be in a lower vibration if you need to be. If you need to walk through some stuff like that, it's okay, right? Give yourself permission to just be where you are so you can feel it and hear it and then learn from it. Yeah.
Yeah. I like it. I agree completely. And I was thinking about that when you're saying, if your boss is vibrating at the low frequency or vibration and is toxic, think about it when you are around a person you love, or just think about one person. Maybe it's someone that you don't know that well, but you, every time you see them, they're always happy and smiling,
Mm-hmm.
and you can tell that you like being around them. You're attracted to their energy, and you're like,
Mm-hmm.
you kind of want to go gravitate towards them and be near them and hi, or and for some reason maybe they're really funny and you just enjoy their energy, again, I think though that's what you want to pay attention to. Like surround yourself
Yes.
with those that will lift you up, and you
Yeah.
as well can help raise the vibration of others. Help.
Yeah.
We can't do it for them, but we can
No.
definitely show up.
Yeah, we can. I think that's the thing, vibration. It's like it's contagious almost, right? I
Yes.
feel like, right?
Yes.
I love that we were saying,
Energy.
like, if I'm around somebody like, who is like, I mean, obviously with you, I mean, I'm immediately in a better vibration. I'm in a much better mood just because, oh my
Ditto,
God,
sis.
we're talking about some really fun shit. Well, I mean, to us, it's fun shit. So, if you're in a place where you're looking for vibration, a higher vibration, just throw on a podcast with Mayume and Manjeet.
Yeah.
Because we talk
Especially
about a lot of
last
crazy
week's
shit.
in fear, because we laughed a lot in that one.
Which is so
silly.
ironic, right? Like a fear. We're supposed to be.
I know. We were supposed to have spooky stories and we're like, ooh, but no, we just laughed the whole damn time.
It was
silly.
so weird. Like I got so many
know.
messages from like my friends that are listening, and they were like, "Oh my God, you guys are fucking hilarious and so like crazy. Like what even?"
I know.
I was like,
Nonsense.
I know. I'm sorry. I don't even,
I'm
but
sorry.
I'm not sorry. But I mean,
Yeah.
I can't, you can't even control what's going to happen when we get together and spirit is involved. I almost feel like we were meant to like just kind of mute it and not make it
Yeah.
as, it was
Heavy
meant
or
to just-
deep. Yeah.
Yeah.
I agree. Yeah.
Yeah. But I absolutely love you.
Love you more.
And thank you for
Yes.
raising my vibration every fucking
Yes.
time.
Oh, this is
Thank
so
you.
great. I love this stuff. And it's so funny because we do talk about it almost in every episode, but we
Mhm.
don't really talk about it. Like, what is
Yeah.
it? And people are going,
Yeah.
gosh, shit, they keep talking about frequency and vibration and what the hell. I mean, I think by absorption they have figured it out, but yeah, now
Let's
they
bring
know.
it back
Let's
Bring it back.
Let's start
from the beginning. God. Oh, geez.
Oh,
Here
it's
we
so
go.
fun. All right. Well, ladies and gents, whoever is listening out there, thank you so much for tuning in. And yes, if anyone is interested in joining my sacred circle, that's next Wednesday, November 10th. What's this Wednesday? Because this is being broadcast a week earlier. So it's actually, by the time this podcast comes out, it'll be that week. And 7 p.m. And the topic is raising your vibration, and we'll really start. We're actually going to do it. We're going to raise it.
Girl. Yes. Yes.
Thank you for raising my vibration this morning, or this evening, whatever time it is. I love you so much.
I love you. Thank you, everybody.
Bye.
Good vibes, everybody. Namaste.
Namaste.